Greetings, Miracle in Motion. Today I want to share something about what I call the Labyrinth of Life, and it relates to the last video about the gap. Many years ago I had this vision about life being like a labyrinth. I was running around, I was running really fast, but I really didn't know what I was running for. And I had this void inside that I tried to fill with things outside myself. And I see nowadays many people are running really fast nowhere because we are trapped in a paradigm that values doing much more than being. And I made a little image, or I had help. This is the Labyrinth of Life, and as you may see, the center is magical in this case. And my current understanding, it tends to change. That's I don't claim that this is the ultimate truth, but this is one way of seeing it. There are many truths. There are, well, I see truths as grains of sand on an infinite shore of existence. But anyway, usually we run around out here. We run, we try to find the exit. The exit being something that maybe feels like home, maybe something that satisfies this feeling of not enough, or not being good enough, or not being worthy of having a good time, or just enjoying oneself. And the center, so what might the center of the labyrinth be? Well, as I see it right now, it is the heart. Let's change color. It is the heart. Because the heart is in our center. Usually when someone points at themselves, if you ask them, could you point at yourself? Most people point to their heart. They don't point like this, or to their knee, or to their elbow, or to their stomach, or their nose. They point to the center of their body. And to me, that's an intuitive sign that we know somehow, somewhere deep inside, that our heart is our center. And like the other video I recorded about the tree, the central nerve of a tree goes out into every branch, every twig, every leaf. And in our heart, we have a direct connection to source, as I see it. And another example to further explain how I see this, and maybe someone needs to hear this, maybe it can help someone. We may see this as a computer game as well, or floors in a building. These are different floors and realities. This might be a very constrictive reality. We can call it, I would just call it X. It's a very constricting reality. War, hatred, win-lose. It's a very limited reality where energy is taken from something else to sustain itself, like in the gap. And in the middle of this floor, this is where usually we run around here, we're trying to find, like in a computer game, we're trying to find treasures or gadgets or trinkets or potions or whatever to be able to go to the next level. And usually there's a boss at the end of a level in computer games. It's an extra tough enemy to destroy, or to vanquish, or pass anyway. But the thing is, once a level is complete, once we have extinguished everything there is on one level, like this reality we're in now, it's crumbling as we speak. It's crumbling as you listen to this, because it's not self-sustaining. It's artificial in the sense that it needs energy to stay active. And of course, the energy comes from humans through worry and through being part of this game. So what about this central line here? This one. Well, that is the center of the labyrinth, if I may. So these are like different levels, and each level is a labyrinth. And then maybe this is me complicating things, but I hope I will get through to you or to whoever needs this right now. The thing is, the elevator between the levels, the gate between levels, are in the center of each level. It's like with an emotion, the way out of an emotion through surrender is in the center of the emotion. You can't escape an emotion by withdrawing from it. The only way to let an emotion flow through you through surrender is to go into the center of the emotion, because that's where the entrance is, or that's where the exit is. Maybe we can call it an entrance because it's going from something to something else. And again, this elevator is in the middle of the labyrinth, in the middle of the level. And again, this is, this is, of course, in your heart. And love, we can define love in any way we want. To me, it's the free flow of life force from source. It's love, because in love, the heart doesn't judge. If you judge, if you say something is good and something is bad, then we're out of love, because there's no dichotomy in love. Love is all. Love is the container in which creation can exist. So how do we do this? How do we get to the center of our labyrinth? Well, usually, or the paradox is that it doesn't take any effort. That's the thing. It doesn't take any effort. It takes the opposite of effort. It takes relaxation, because that's our natural state. To be in love, to be in the heart, to act, to be, to speak from the heart, through the heart. And you can do something as simple as just focusing on your heart when you're speaking. Okay, what does my heart want to say? I used to do like this. I had something in my heart. I knew I want to say this, I need to say this. But then I took it up to my mind, and I put it through all these filters and programming that said, can I say this? Is it okay to say this? Is it nice? Is it polite? Is it? And then when I eventually said something, it came out came out like something very different from what was in my heart. But I realized when I speak from my heart, when I truly speak from my heart, the person I'm talking to listens with heart. And heart to heart is a very different conversation than mind to mind. And I got a few words some years ago that said, mind complicates simple things, and heart makes complicated things simple. Mind complicates simple things, heart makes complicated things simple. And if we want to make a religious connection here, of course, or like if you think about it, everything in nature is like this. Atoms, solar systems, galaxies, hurricanes. There's a lot of movement in the outskirts, and in the center, the Buddhists call it nirvana, which means no wind, if I'm correct. If I'm correctly informed. So when we are in our center, we go beyond time and space in a way. And a very nifty feature of this labyrinth is that the closer you get to your center, the more powerful your ability to manifest becomes. Because logically, or maybe not logically, but it's a fun way of seeing it. If you're very far from your center, you have to focus a lot to fill up this ring to manifest something. So if you need to struggle really hard, even my watch says, "Hey, keep going, or fight on, or struggle on." I don't know what it says. But if you need to fight really hard, maybe you're trying to do something you're not really supposed to do. Nature works like maximum beauty, minimum effort. Maximum beauty, minimum effort. A flower doesn't struggle. Rain doesn't struggle. A river doesn't struggle. So it might be a bit counterintuitive, but if that's at least what I've learned in my life, when I struggle too much, when I try to push something into being, and I'm pretty good at pushing sometimes, even if it doesn't work, I just put in some extra effort and I make it work. I make it manifest. I create whatever I feel I need to create. And when I push things into manifestation, when I struggle too hard, I have come to realize that either it's really bad, or it's totally meaningless because I don't have any use for it. And that's usually because I'm trying to create something on a level I'm about to leave. So if I just dare to wait in the void, I'm about to level up to another level, and their creation will be almost effortless. And that's the thing. Even if someone were to look at me, they might say, "Oh, he's working all the time," but it's joyful. When I'm in this creative flow, it gives me energy because I'm not forcing anything. And as I said, return to this. The closer we get to this center, the more power we have to manifest. But the nifty thing that seems to be built into this model is that the closer we come to our center, the less desire we have to change things. So our power to change seems to increase in parity, I hope that's an English word, with us having less desire to change anything. So the power to change increases when our desire to change something diminishes. Which is kind of interesting, but I know I've been in this center many times, and I'm sure I could manifest or change anything, but I'm so content, so happy that I have no desire to change anything. And this metaphor can be taken even further. if you drive a car with a stick shift, you know you can't just change gears from 1 to 5. You need to go into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe reverse. So in order to change gears, you can't do like this. You need to go into the center, and then you can change gears. So you need to go into center to change realities. And this labyrinth, of course, is this program. Some people call it archontic. It's this artificial system that needs our energy to sustain itself. The gap. But we are awakening, and through our awakening, we're closing the gap. We are awakening, we're opening our eyes, and we are seeing through things. And we're truly living in the time of prophecies. And the word apocalypse actually means uncovering. So we're in the middle of the apocalypse because things are being uncovered and we are seeing things in a new way. Yes. Maybe someone needed to hear this. And as always, with love, I wish you and your loved ones all the best. And if you feel resonance, you're welcome to join ARC New Earth, a community for heart-led visionaries where we can co-create New Earth and focus on creating, not destruction. All the best. See you soon.